Do you think that would be stifling to the storytelling?
And I think the other thing that they do is they try, and very smartly so, they look beyond the movie itself and what can they do with that movie. Because Disney owns the theme parks. They own, merch of all of the movies from the 90s, like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, all of that kind of Disney Renaissance era. They were created specifically with music in it so that they could be turned into musicals for Broadway. I don't know if people, like, a lot of people know that, but they're like, that was the reason that they created those, was that they could put them in live theaters and make more money off of them that way as well. So whenever they're making new movies now, they're thinking, what can we do with it? Frozen is a musical right now, so they're still creating that model. What kind of ride can we put into the theme parks? What kind of merch can we create? What kind of clothing can we create? And so I think there's so much of the after effects of what can you monetize with a movie that are going into the beginnings of, how do I tell this story? What story do I want to tell?
Okay, so here's
And maybe I'm not saying it very
no,
well.
here's my question then, as from your like marketing expertise.
Yeah.
So you're kind of talking about this like pre-planned, like destined, like path for this movie. They have a movie that they're gonna make, have these characters, and they're like, we got to think of toy lines. We've got to think of a musical. If they're gonna have musical numbers, that we could change it to live action musicals, the theme parking, rides and whatnot. So they're in the creation of this idea. This is all the things are on the table that are, that they have to like fulfill, making sure people are happy, making sure the young are happy, making sure the old are happy. Like it's fitting all the pieces. Do you think that would be stifling to the storytelling? Whereas, like, I saw something about, again, right, this is the comparison to K-pop because it's fresh on our mind, but they were behind on merch because they kind of just, here's a story, here's a movie, it's gonna put on Netflix and see how it does.
Yeah.
And then it was a wild success. So then, okay, now let's put out this merch. Merch is maybe not the best quality, it's hit or miss, but people are wanting more without having to like maybe take that. Like they were more focused on that story and not really focused on, is it going to
The
be
long game.
Is it going to be merchandisable?
I think so.